So I decided to make a small video for YouTube for lead casting a model boat keel, and I thought before I not done it before, but I thought I'd have a go. Watched a few videos like you do, and I thought before I go ahead and do my video on casting, I'd give you a quick overview of what the keel was for. So this is it's the start of a scratch build model of what they call a Luke 5 tonner, which was a 5-ton cruising sailing yacht from the 1950s. I've got some plans. I'll give you a quick look at the plans in a minute. What I've done so far, as you can see, is I've put the frames together and put the keel together. But what I need is a lead keel. I've made a mould which fits. Good fit on the bottle like that, and then what we need to do is cast this in lead. That originally was made out of cast iron, but for the purposes of this build, it's going to be made out of lead. So now what we need to do is cast this in lead. So that's the model. That's the build. That's what it's for. Put that there out of the way. So in order to cast a keel, like I said, I've watched a few videos. What we need is bag of play sand, bag of cat litter, and a roll of lead. So that's it. What I'll do is I'll just give you a quick stop, go through a few plans, and then we'll carry on with the casting process. So as mentioned, these are the plans that we obtained initially to make the boat from, and literally they are just a set of line drawings. There is a nice open plan view of the layout of the inside of the boat, but there is our keel. So as you see, on the original it says 2 tons. That was 2 tons of cast iron. I'm going to make it out of lead for obvious reasons, because it's easier, but if it's too heavy, the intention will then be just to drill a few holes in it and reduce some of the weight. I don't think it will be, but we'll see as the build goes along. Go back to that. So that's the plans that we are using to build this one. It's starting to look okay. So as I mentioned earlier, casting sand. You can make your own casting sand. Apparently, I've watched a few videos on YouTube, and it would seem that the best recipe, if that's the word, for casting sand is play sand. If you can get aquarium sand, apparently that's finer and that's better, and 10% cat litter. And cat litter basically, apart from the wooden stuff obviously, cat litter is made out of clay, so crushed up fine and added 10% to the sand should give us a decent result. In order for your casting sand, for your best results, for the best finish, it's best, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever, to sieve your ingredients. So I'm not going to video this because it'll take ages, but basically what we're going to do is we are going to get our fine play sand and our sieve, and we are going to sieve it. Now, this seems quite good. Yeah, you can't actually see that, but no, maybe you might be able to, maybe not. I'll just go down my sleeve. Once you have sieved it, you get all the big bits out, and you end up with a nice fine sand. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then we'll get on to So I reckon that's probably enough sand there now, and it's lovely fine sand, so this should hopefully give some decent results. Next part is the cat litter. Before we go on to the cat, no, I'll do the cat litter. Next part's the cat litter. So when it comes to materials, as I said, all we're going to need is play sand, which came from a builder's merchant, cat litter, which came from the local one stop, and a roll of lead, which you can get off any local church roof. No, only joking. Which you can get from local builder's merchant as well. Should be enough. Hopefully it's enough. If it's not enough, you'll have to do it again. So cat litter, again for processing, needs sieving. But what we're going to do with the cat litter before we sieve it is we're going to put it in a freezer bag and give it a bashing up so we get a bit more dust out of it, and then we're going to sieve it, and then we're going to do it again. Yeah, it's just normal cat litter. I thought I bought the scented stuff, but I haven't. So okay, so I'm going to do a bit of processing of the cat litter. So in order to do that, oh, this isn't going to work, is it? In order to do that, we need to put some in the freezer bag. Remember, it's only 10%. 10% cat litter. So I'll just get myself a clean bucket. Put cat litter in. Clean dry bucket, if possible. Clean dry bucket. Wash this up with something, and then we'll carry on. Piece of wood. Cat litter processing is literally just wash it up. And as I said before, you need 10% cat litter to sand. Apparently, for best results. If it's making any impact at all. Oh, fine. Graded grains make finer flour. Oh, crikey. These are going to take a while. Plan B, I think. Plan B. Hopefully I'll get away with this one. So the crushing with a freezer bag method doesn't seem very good. I don't really want to use the kitchen blender because I don't think it'll do it much good, but I'm just going to try the old pestle and mortar trick and see if that works. Yes. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, yes. That seems to work. It's still going to take a while, but once it's done, it'll be all worth it. Obviously, this is a fresh bag of cat litter, which is why I'm allowed to use the household appliances. Perfecto. Still going to sieve it just for just to make sure we've got it right. But oh, that's much better. That is much better. Of course, this is still going to take quite a while, man. So I can't lie, it takes bloody ages. What I think I'm going to do is just have a quick check to see how well on I've got. Hurry up. See how much we've got. I've got a third bucket here, and what I'm going to do is just measure off 10% in the old thing. It's lovely and fine. It was about an hour there, so yeah. Let's see. 10%. So that's not one, but we'll call it one. We'll do these so. That's about one. Two. Yeah, so this stuff, as I was saying, this stuff needs to be damp enough so that it'll clump, but not too wet. And the easiest way to do that is just get it spread out. Get it spread out a little bit. Give it a blast till it changes colour. Like that. Go with your fingers and spread it out a little bit more. Give it another blast. So you want it damp, but you don't want it wet. Give it a bit of a stir around. And then it's not quite there yet. Right, you can tell when it's ready because, and this isn't quite there yet, but you can tell when it's ready because what you need to do is you need to check it how it clumps and make sure that it sticks together like that and then just breaks apart, in which that seems to be nearly there. So a bit more water, but I think at the moment it looks like we might have enough clay, which is good. Massage that water in there. For those culinary experts among you, you want it like a decent crumble mix. So that it sticks together, but it, yeah. What we're going to do when we've got this made, stick it back in the bucket, and then I'm going to do a little test on the mould just to see if it works. Obviously I haven't got the lead melting yet, so we can't do any casting just yet, but I just want to test it and see if it shapes and how it shapes. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get that back in the bucket and we'll have a little experiment. Well, so that's one cat litter and 10 sand. Now, excuse me. What we've got to do is, I'll just shift that for now. We're going to make enough of this stuff to fill the mould. This is going to be the mould. That's going to sit there, and then we're going to. I think there's probably enough. So, so the next stage is just clearing up a little bit and damping down the sand. So we will put it over there. Get our sand back. Go get something to damp it down. So here we are again. So the intention is to make a cast of that using this frame that we can then pour lead into. Turn it over, pour the lead in. But if we do it like that, the sand is going to stick to this. So what I've done is I've got some talcum powder in a bit of a pounce bag, and then all I'm going to do is just dust. Just dust this piece of plywood where I've been now, and the mould with the old talcum powder. Put that to one side. Put the mould over it. Yeah. Get some sand. We need a dumper. Right there. Yeah. Get some a bit bigger. Maybe. Hammer handle, that'll do it. Right, so what we're going to do now is just put some of this sand in there. No idea if this is going to work. No idea at all. Right. Now then, we need to make sure we've properly got our sand around our mould. He's making it up as he goes along. Yeah, he is. But you never know, it might work. First attempt at casting. First attempt at making the mould. practice, so I'm not going to pick the arse out of it. I'm just going to leave it at that and see if we can well, see what kind of results we've got, see if it's worked, or see if we're getting anywhere. So right, so put that one in there, reusable. Forgot we have the fan heater on, so that's been bloody noisy. Right, okay, so that's the mould. In theory, yeah, not too heavy. Well, the sand. We get another piece of wood, put it on there. Now we've got to do the old wish me luck. He's pushing it with his cup. Oh, okay. Okay. There's the old glasses. Now, moment of truth. Oh. Right, back in. Because well, so first attempt. I've got a bit of crap going on there, but don't ignore that bit. But that looks quite sharp. That I'm reasonably pleased with. So if we can have another go when we've got the lead ready, and we can get the bow end as sharp as that, then I think we might be in business. Cool. The great thing about this sand is we can keep having a go. We can get as many goes as we want. But we'll have another go. Okay. Right, so what I've decided is I think I'm going to have a go. I was going to leave it till tomorrow, but I think I'm going to have a crack at it and see how it goes. So what we need to do is get the lead on to melt. Now, thanks to a gas leak we had at a previous house, the gas board, when they came to fix the leak, couldn't fix it in the evening, so they left us with this. Good old boys. This little hob. To do our cooking on. We never used it. We just used the barbecue. But what it has left us with is a hob that I might be able to melt the lead off. Now, and all you health and safety experts out there are going to say, surely he's not going to start melting lead inside. Well, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into the garage, which is just across the way, and put the lead on to melt in there, and leave the door open. So I'll only be bringing the lead in here to pour into the mould. I'm going to get the lead going next door, get it melting, come back in here, have another go at casting this, and then moulding, and then we'll have a go. Excellent. Okay. So unfortunately this lead has got, oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad, but it's got a little bit of a label on it which is going to contaminate it if I'm not careful. So I think I'm just going to cut that. It doesn't want to come off, so I'm just going to cut that bit off. I'll just get a saws, just get a bit of a trim. Excellent. And going to take that next door and stick it on to boil. How exciting. That little stove, I think it's going to work, but I've abandoned it really. So what I've done is I've actually put the pan in the barbecue. I know the barbecue gets up to about 500 degrees with the lid down, so I don't know what the melting point of lead is, but maybe that'll work. In the meantime, what I've done is I've prepared the mould again, just finishing off packing it, and then we'll take it outside and have a look and see how the lead's coming on, and maybe have a go, see how it goes. Hold there. I think I mentioned earlier, this is one of the first videos I've made for YouTube. If it goes okay and I get a few reasonable comments, or a few people learn something from it, then what I'm probably going to do is carry on with the build and carry on with a sort of step by step where we are with it. We'll see. I know, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos myself, and I know some of them are great and some of them are not so great, and maybe mine will be not so great, but at least I'll try. At least somebody might learn something from it, which is great. So that's the mould up to speed again. Let's have do the old turn out, see if it works. Fingers crossed. So before I do that, I'll just clear that off, and then we'll go outside and we'll have a look and see how the lead's coming on. I've got to work out how I'm going to carry it because it's going to weigh a ton. And it's going to be hot. Right, okay, so here goes. Gosh. Here goes nothing. Okay. Reasonable. I need to put the old bins on just to see what we've got on here. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of sticking on there. I don't know whether the... Well, we'll see. Because if the hull sticks like that, then it's not going to be great. That's not bad. That's not bad. A little bit on the stern and the transom that could do to do you know what, as a first attempt I'm going to give it a go because we've got the lead on, and we'll see what we end up with. I can always have another go, melt it down and have another go, no harm done. I'm not quite sure about that talc. I think that might cause more problems than it's solving, because it seems to be sticking to the mould more than you think it should. I think I might. No, I'm going to give that another go. I'm going to empty that out and we're going to try it without the talc and see if that works. And I'll have a check on the lead. Right, so this time it's a cast. Another go, but without using talc as a releasing agent, because it seems that the talc's sticking, clagging to the sand and sticking the sand to the mould, and actually probably causing more problems than it's solving. So give it another go and we will see. Let's have a little tidy up. Get me on the board. There's the board. impression. See how that works? Right, now that looks better. That looks smoother. Initial impression. Let's get this out though. Make sure that is much better. That is pretty good. I'm not going to disturb that. I'm just going to have a little tweak with it. Bugger, this is heavy. Oh God, fingers crossed. Seriously? Well, I have to say, first impressions, that looks as if it might have worked. It certainly worked this side. I think what's may have happened is when I poured it in, I think I might have disturbed the sand at the bottom of the mould. If I have, it will be bigger than it was before, so I can always take it back to the original shape. But I tried to pour it in the same place so that it wouldn't damage the mould all the way along. Now, I've no idea what this is going to turn out like, and when it's gone hard, which I think it has done, we'll have a look and see. So I'm just going to put you back up on the wall, and then we'll have a look and see. Cool. Right, here goes. It looks the part, I'll give you that. Mr. P. Right, so first of all, take the mould off. And then have it out. Oh my goodness me. Look at that there. Whoa. Whoa. So we've got a bit of filling to do, obviously, because so here it is. One cast of a keel. So that, where's she gone? Where's it gone? It's here, right? There's my keel. And there's my casting. First attempt. And you know what? Needs a bit of filling. It's got a few little bits and pieces that need filling, but apart from that, that's pretty cool. It's bloody heavy. I think we're going to be drilling some holes in it. But that is pretty cool. I'm very, 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 very pleased with that. Very pleased. Cool. It's a wrap.